It's Netflix and chill season, and everyone's talking about the new hit Messiah. Underrated by the critics, but resonating with audiences worldwide, the show is centered around the arrival of the Messiah as described in Christian, Jewish, and Muslim holy books. But is it full of Orientalist tropes? I mean, remember this? And this? So is this just another Edward Said nightmare? And does it fit perfectly with American foreign policy? I mean, obviously, before we start, I just want to say to the Netflix man them, if you're going to do a remix of Aladdin, I'm here in it. Schedule is free, fam. Don't worry about this Orientalism and all this activist stuff, you know what I mean? Just pay me that Netflix money and I'm there in it. You know, monkey head, Aladdin, you know. Jibril, أرى النور في قلبك, but God will ask you to do some difficult things. So let's start off with the characters. So the story is based around an Iranian messiah who appears in a Syrian desert. There's a CIA woman working with a Mossad agent to bring him down. The Mossad agent, by the way, has killed a Palestinian boy in cold blood. Meanwhile in the show, our American friends have got a God-fearing president who, by the way, is more reminiscent of Justin Trudeau than he does Trump. Just saying. And there's also a Texan priest whose church is saved by the Messiah himself. Oh, and the good old Arabs are represented by a Palestinian and Syrian duo of young boys who end up being destroyed by a suicide bomb after one of them is brainwashed by a radical Jordan-based sheikh. Nadine Sayegh has written that this illustrates the most common Orientalist tropes: the big bad Arab and the silly dumb Arab. Of course, Nadine did forget to mention that there are also some evil and dumb Arabs who are very small. Anywho, the Western political narratives being reaffirmed are easy to spot. Iran is the supervillain, Russian agents are on the move, Israel is forever an ally with the CIA literally getting into bed with the Mossad, the Americans are heroes essential to the biblical ending that awaits us, while the Arabs are sometimes victims, sometimes radicals, sometimes treacherous, and sometimes the old hocus-pocus, Aladdin-like street-hustling magicians that we've been for centuries conning our way to a better future.
Who are you?
Listen to me, Aviram. Yes, I know your name. Listen, just leave the room, be confused for 5 episodes. I am the Messiah. Shalom. Now we have to remember before we get too excited that there are significant improvements in the show. The Messiah is actually played by a non-white actor, Mehdi Dehbi, who is Belgian with North African origins, which is an improvement, a significant one. Think about it, the Messiah is supposed to be Jesus. It would make it the first time he's not being played by a white man in Hollywood. The guy's even referred to as El Masih in Arabic and is fluent in English, Arabic, and Hebrew. The Mossad agent, Aviram, is not being depicted as a savior and is much less likable than his Arab co-protagonist, Jibril, the little Syrian boy who is definitely a crowd favorite. And you know, Rami Malek won an Oscar, so my point is, it's getting better. But obviously, there's still gaps. The Messiah, who is Iranian, doesn't speak a word of Farsi and doesn't have an Iranian accent like the one his own brother has on the show. The center of Islam and Judaism is in Jerusalem, but the center of Christianity is apparently in Texas. So in short, is Orientalism still very much alive and well in Hollywood? Or are there improvements in the depiction of the story? Also, just bear in mind whatever religion or creed you hail from, picking a story from holy books about the end of days is bound to get us arguing. But it also sells. So don't get too jittery. It's all about the Netflix money, man.
El Messi, El Messi, El Messi, El Messi, El Messi, El Messi.
My dear followers, Aviram, today I will walk on water.
You can do it, bro.
Bismillah. Hey, what fake? I'm the Messiah, I'm in the water. Y'all going wet.